Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Welcome in, 100.7 The Score. It's probably a little more than a little tomfoolery today. If you're listening on the radio, welcome. If you are streaming on youtube.com/double-T Sports,
you are in for a treat.
You can see me cashing in a tiny wheel. I'm not a huge Kansas Jayhawks fan. I just lost a tiny wheel last week, and so my face is painted as a Jayhawk. If you want to see it, you can flip over to the YouTube stream, youtube.com/double-T Sports Network.
And let's give credit where credit is due. The Kansas Flash himself is the face painter.
Clint Scott did my face paint from Mullinville, Kansas. Grew up looking at this. He drew it himself with crayon, I believe, on a piece of paper, and then was going off that to paint my face. I walked into the studio to take Chuck Hines' seat, and I thought he'd like it more than he did.
Yeah.
I think he might have felt disrespected that my face was in the Jayhawk.
You know what I think it was, though? When he turned around and saw you, it's like the little kids are afraid of clowns.
He was shocked, yes.
Whoa, what is this?
What's this bozo doing here? All right. We will do Texas Tech versus Kansas talk today. If you are on the YouTube stream, you could also flip over afterwards or later on today for Red Raider Recon, where Clint and I do talk about Kansas and the Big 12 for about an hour. If you're a podcast person, go ahead and check that podcast out. Wherever you find podcasts, sure, but also on the YouTube, youtube.com/double-T Sports Network. Red Raider Recon is the name of that. Let's see. There was football last night. That began a streak of 49 straight days of football on TV. So there will be more football tonight. Obviously, we'll talk through the Big 12 games. We'll get Craig's picks for the weekend at some point today, though. Those are not involved in the tiny wheel. If they were, I would not have this face paint on currently. Actually, I would. That was from the week before. But I would not have smelling salts on my desk right now for tomorrow morning. That's what it would be.
Okay. You know who would.
You've beat me almost every other. You've beat me almost every other week. No, you wouldn't have to spin, though. You would just help us to avoid.
Oh, I see.
But that's all right. That's okay. I don't mind looking a fool. By the way,
look like a Jayhawk to me.
Same thing. If Kansas somehow pulls this out this weekend, which I don't think they will, I hope this isn't used for something.
It's your fault.
Ain't no curses.
Yeah.
So we'll talk plenty of football today. There's Thursday night football in the NFL tonight. There's also Coronado versus Abilene High over on 96.9 The Bull. Eagles Giants coming off losses. They'll play tonight. Red Raider football with Joey McGuire is tonight. And, of course, 2 more playoff games in Major League Baseball as several of those series were extended last night, including Phillies-Dodgers, as they'll tee off for Game 4, pregame 4:30, first pitch around 5 o'clock, and then Brewers-Cubs tonight, which is also extended. That's in Game 4, as the Cubbies had a big game. And they'll play again in Chicago tonight, pregame 7:30. Both those baseball games on The Score today.
Big game tomorrow night. One of those 49. Shallowater and Texas Tech's Eric Morse in North Texas go up against South Florida. South Florida ranked 25th, I think, or 23rd.
24th,
like
maybe,
Fourth,
right in the middle.
And a legitimate chance to be the Group of 5 representative in the college football playoffs to the winner of that game. Legitimate chance. Now, you still got a lot of football left to play, but those two teams, if North Texas can pull that upset off, I think they'll have a shot.
Yeah, North Texas, Memphis, South Florida right now. Whoever wins the American looks like they're going to be in the playoff. North Texas 5-0, 1-0 in the American League. The American Athletic? No, the American Conference.
Yeah.
The American Conference. Just the AC now.
Yeah, not the American Association Conference. It's the American Conference.
So South Florida does have a loss, but that was to top 5 Miami.
Right.
And they look every bit of top 5 right now.
And they've got a Power 4 win on the record.
Florida.
Yeah.
And Florida beat Texas.
Yep.
And Texas was preseason number 1, so that was a huge win.
Yep.
Or at least they keep telling me that.
Yep. And Texas was probably number 3 when they beat Florida, at least, I think. That was
when Florida
3
beat
weeks
Texas?
No, when
South Florida beat
Florida beat Florida. That was 3 or 4 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I think.
Was it week 2?
Yeah, I think so.
Week 2 or 3?
Yeah.
So that's a big game for both of those schools. I wonder if the South Florida coach or Eric Morris at North Texas are coaching themselves into a Power 4 job right now. We'll see what jobs are open. If Florida's open, do they just go down the road and poach South Florida's coach? It kind of feels like Florida's in a position to go try and find somebody that's had a bunch of success at the Power 4 level, which is not something they've done in the last couple of hires. I'm trying to think back to all of the Florida coaches since Urban Meyer. There was the guy from Colorado State that spooned the shark.
Oh yeah. And
then there was
Dan Mullen.
He had some Power 4 success.
Yeah.
And he got fired too soon, if we're just being honest. He kind of got Bo Pelini'd. Muschamp was in there, right?
Yep.
Was Muschamp before the Colorado State guy?
Yes.
But at that point, he was just a defensive coordinator, right?
Yes.
And then Billy Napier? Is that all of them?
Yep.
So I wonder...
This is his what?
I wonder if they do try to go get some kind of... Or a professional bounce back that... college football with the GMs and the way recruiting is and the transfer portal and the high school recruiting still mattering a big deal, but if you have a GM and you're in a place like Florida where if you win a little bit, guys will just be trying to get to Florida and you don't really have to recruit as hard as maybe a South Florida or someplace like that. I do like the South Florida coach.
Yep. Shout out to North Texas AD Jared Mosley, who is from Lockney, Texas.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
It's a small world. It's all West Texas, as they say.
Yep. He and Eric might have crossed over competitions against each other. Maybe
so.
I think.
Maybe so. Plenty more ranked matchups in college football. We'll talk about those. We'll also talk a little maybe Louisiana Tech.
Yeah.
We talked about Texas Tech former athletes that were coaching currently.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't throw in former first baseman Sonny Dykes yesterday.
Former first baseman.
I was just talking football players.
Former Coronado Mustang.
That's right. More after this. 100.7 The Score.
Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. 100.7 The Score. It is the End of the Bench. We will get to the chat line. This texter says, so you think Florida would fire their coach to hire Bill? No, nobody said that. Did you mention Florida in the last segment? We mentioned Florida 2 segments ago.
Yeah. I just said that it's possible that Florida job could be open.
Yeah, but that was in a different conversation.
I know, and I didn't mention anything about Belichick.
No, nobody thinks Bill Belichick's going to get hired again at any college.
I was talking about the AD at University of North Carolina getting out ahead of it.
Oh, yeah,
if they do make a Belichick move so they can be in line to get a good coach.
Yeah, and Oklahoma State's already open. Arkansas is already open. If North Carolina wants to be open and in the search, it does have to happen by October, probably.
Yep.
The end of October. So you're looking at the next 3 or 4 games could be Bill Belichick's last. But no, nobody said that.
No.
Now, if Florida does open in early November,
I don't think Belichick's on that list.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they would be the premier job that's
no
open.
doubt. No doubt. That's why if
over Arkansas, over Oklahoma State. I mean, that is still a brand in college football.
Yeah.
And we've been waiting on it for 10 years to get back to what it was. But that is still an opportunity in college football today. That's still a watchable brand. People want to watch Florida. People want Florida to be good. The AP poll voters want to vote on Florida in the top 10. They're craving it. They want it. That is a viable job.
Yes.
More so than Arkansas, more so than North Carolina. So, yeah, if you think Florida's going to be open and you have a guy, if you want to go after Golish at South Florida, you better do that before Florida is open.
And Florida, of all the teams listed so far, they can wait the longest because I think when they pull the trigger, if they pull the trigger on opening, I think they'll have their guy pretty much lined up and said, "Hey, look, if we do this, are you willing to take it?" And it won't talk to the coach that way; they'll talk to his representative.
Yeah, it's interesting too. We've always thought, right, and it has been this way, that you need to finish your high school recruiting. In that's why you need to go early.
Right.
It could be that it flips back a little bit and you can wait till late November, because what could Florida do this offseason to completely rebuild their roster?
Got to go to the portal, and that's in
transfer
January.
Portal.
Yep.
So if, let's just say a hypothetical. Okay, let's just get crazy. Let's say Ole Miss has a shot at some glory here.
Okay.
And Florida wants to get Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
They could wait to see if Ole Miss is going to be in the playoff.
No doubt. No doubt.
100% they could think that. And then when Lebby does well, Ole Miss can just take Lebby.
Yeah. Well,
he's not listening anymore. All right, Lucas, let's check the calendar real quick.
Your daily look at what's happening in the world of sports, birthdays, and holidays. Let's check the calendar.
It is Curious Events Day. I would say that my face painting might be a curious event to some. Rick just walked by.
He got this look of,
what in the world is going on in there? It is International Beer and Pizza Day.
Ooh.
That could be pretty much any day for me.
Yeah.
Leif Erikson Day. National Moldy Cheese Day. Do you like blue cheese?
Do not.
Not even in a dressing or?
No. I'm not a blue cheese guy.
Do you like any of the stinky cheeses?
No.
Limburger or?
No. And cottage cheese is right up there with it. Cottage cheese is nothing but curdled milk, so.
I'm a big fan of cottage cheese.
Figure that out.
Yeah. Doesn't bother me. National... What? I'm not going to read that one. I don't know what that is. Let's see. It's also World Sight Day and World Post Day.
Post?
Like mail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or a post player.
Okay. Or
you want to honor Tony Battie or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Or JT Toppin. All right, any birthdays, Lucas?
Quite a few birthdays. Mr. Monk is celebrating a birthday. Tony Salome. Salube. He's turning 72 years old today. So.
Young guy.
Yeah, definitely. Steve Burns, famous from Blue's Clues, turning 52.
Oh, man.
Juan Dixon turning 47. Brian Roberts, 48. Scotty McCreery, 32. George Kittle is also turning 32. Ben Shelton, tennis player, turning 23. Sharon Osbourne, turning 73. Christian rapper Lecrae, turning 46. Bella Hadid turning 29. Tyler James Williams from Everybody Hates Chris turning 33. And then 2 individuals that would have had a birthday today, John Lennon and Eddie Guerrero.
I think John Lennon's son, Sean Lennon, is also born on this day.
Really?
It's interesting. Eddie Guerrero, one of my favorites.
Okay. 1905, the first sanctioned World Series game. The New York Giants represented the National League. The Philadelphia A's, the American League. Giants win 3-0 in 1905. 1915, the first president to go to a World Series game was
19 what?
15.
Oh, man. Grover Cleveland.
The double W, Woodrow Wilson. In 1944, it was an all St. Louis World Series, the St. Louis Browns and the St. Louis Cardinals. The Browns got beat 3-1 by the Cardinals, and the Cardinals won the series 4-2, all games in St. Louis. In 1949, the first of 5 straight World Series victories for the Yankees. 5 straight World Series. 1974, oh, Lucas, you ought to get this one. What happened in 1974 on this day? I realize you weren't born yet, but it's
something with the Orioles.
No, the Capitals.
Capitals.
First game ever for the Washington Capitals in 1974. And in 1988, Dennis Eckersley for the Oakland A's, who won the World Series in 4 games, saved all 4 games.
That's pretty good.
Yep. And on October the 9th, 2004, Texas Tech's Sonny Cumbie throws 5 TD passes, and Torian Henderson, 2 more, was a recipient of 2 of those in the end zone with a 70-10 win over Nebraska. October 9th, 2004. Cody Hodges, 3 of his 5 passes went for TDs as well. And on October 9th, 2010, in Dallas, Taylor Potts completes 42 of 59 passes for 462 yards and 4 touchdowns. Tech beats Baylor 45-38. 3 pretty good quarterbacks: Cumbie, Hodges, and Potts.
Does it say where that Potts game was against Baylor? Was that one of the first ones in Arlington?
I think, yes, in Dallas. Yes, or Arlington.
I guess back then it might have been in Dallas.
Dallas, yeah.
Or did they go right when it was Jerry World?
I think they started in Jerry World.
Jerry World?
Yeah.
That kind of runs
Stadium.
together when that happened.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Lauren Matter chiming in on Twitter on the face paint. She says, please tell me you're not washing your face until after Saturday's game. Assuming that's a Jayhawk. Yes, it is a Jayhawk. I feel like you should be able to tell that's a Jayhawk, but that's more on Clint than me, I would assume.
She's a good sports fan.
She is. And, I will immediately watch this off after the show.
She's got some Colorado fandom in her blood.
Yes,
she is a good sports fan.
She's a buff. Yeah, so I let you get your highs and lows off. I didn't push back at all, but I do have 2 pushbacks here.
Okay, and I know one of them already.
Oh, what would you say?
Soccer games at home.
Oh, no,
okay.
I didn't catch that. Yeah, but it is at home on Friday night.
Yeah, it is at home.
I believe we're going to talk to a soccer expert, a Texas Tech women's soccer expert tomorrow.
Okay.
So we'll
big game.
We'll learn more about that game.
Big crowd will make a difference.
The Cardinals coach, I wouldn't have fined him. I certainly think there are times when coaches go too far.
Yeah. And
maybe the contact, is that what you're saying? The shove.
Yeah.
That that 100% could have been handled better.
Yes.
But I don't know. I finding the coach, the heat of the moment, I think, and it's from the NFL, right? It was an NFL fine.
That's the part. They're professionals and they're grown men, and that makes me teeter a little bit, but I still don't think it has a place in the game.
So, I mean, back in our day, Craig,
yeah,
there was face mask grabbing and slapping. And,
no doubt.
Tommy Tuberville's slapping headsets off of coaches. Like, that kind of stuff certainly should be taken out of the game, and I do think that Gannon overreacted.
Yep.
There are a lot of ways to express yourself that doesn't need to be done in that manner. I just thought the fine was weird. And again, the fines, the public reprimands, what is $100,000 on a I don't know what his salary is.
Yeah, that's why I mean is
that a $60 fine to me?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Certainly $100,000 you feel it for sure.
Yep.
It's not chump change, but it's also like, are you going to suspend him next if he does it again? So I didn't really have a problem with it. He needed to be cussed out, in my opinion. And don't drop the ball.
And to me, he could have walked right up next to him, looked out at the field, and read him the riot act. But I don't think – I mean, he was on an intentional, walk by. But like I said, I'm teetering to say it's not that big a deal because they are two grown adults.
Yeah.
They know what's going on. He knows he made a mistake. So I'm not overly. I'm not going to stand by my guns. I could be talked out of it. I'll put it that way.
Now, I don't know DeMarcado, whatever his name is. I don't know him. I would assume that Gannon has some sort of pulse on his team.
Right.
And he thought that DeMarcado could handle that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if it comes out that a bunch of players are saying, that guy's a maniac.
Yeah.
I don't want to play for him. He's the worst. Did you see what he did to our buddy? Then that kind of stuff.
You got to know your team.
That's what you point to.
Yeah.
But my assumption is, until we see differently or hear differently, that Gannon has the pulse of his team, and he knows that his team can take tough coaching because he's going to coach tough.
I can't argue that at all. I can't argue that.
And then on the gambling thing, I did want to bring this up today. I was going to bring it up yesterday. We didn't get to it. I don't fault you at all for your point of view there. Yeah. But I do think that college players should be able to bet on or play daily fantasy or have a FanDuel account for anything beyond what they're participating in. And maybe it is too murky to say if you're a college football player, you can bet on college basketball. But if you want to bet on the Super Bowl or professional sports, well, but these guys know people. Yeah, so does your postman.
Yeah.
Your mailman went to school with some NFL player, and he's got an inside track, whatever it is. But I do think for so long, and for people probably older than me, the thought of when you hear sports betting is the bookie, right?
Yes.
And you're cracking legs and breaking thumbs.
No doubt.
To get money back, and you've seen it in the movies.
Right.
And it's a guy on his last breath, and he didn't have any money left, and he's going to spin one more parlay and going to save himself, or you see two for the money.
Yes.
And it's this seedy, shady business. Well, today it's
online.
A game.
That's right.
Right. And it's picking 6 overs, and a lot of guys' units are $5. Now, I will say, if you have an issue with gambling, or if you're doing it too much, and at times in my life I've felt that and just stopped gambling. I've never had to call a hotline or anything, but it's like, hey, I probably don't have the capital to be doing this. So that's a personal decision, though.
Right.
And if you're a gambling addict or an alcoholic or whatever else, and you can't handle certain things, and you need to be out of that world, that's a personal decision that you need to be in or out of. But the world of sports gambling right now, I think they should even change the name of it. This they could do a rebrand. Because the FanDuel stuff, it's not gambling really anymore. It's just fantasy sports.
Yeah.
And if they want to play professional fantasy sports with no negative connotations, that doesn't bother me at all. Now, there should be a hard, fast, absolute line that inside of college football, there's no wiggle room. There is zero wiggle room.
Yeah.
If you're betting on your team or a team inside your conference or a team inside your sport, zero tolerance, you lose your eligibility.
Okay.
Go find some other thing to do.
Okay.
Because you're given one opportunity, right?
Right.
And if you're destroying the sanctity of the game, but if it's outside of your purview,
yeah,
it doesn't bother me that you have friends on the team, right?
Yeah.
Because anybody in the world could have friends on an NFL team.
And if you allow it for a college football player to bet on college football, and you say all of a sudden they can't bet on their own sport, well, they know basketball players. I mean, they know, baseball players or whatever.
Yeah, I would still draw that line at college athletics.
Yeah. My concern is, and I'm old-fashioned and I'll admit it right up front, the idea of a scholarship player is to give them an education, make a better player out of them, and give them opportunities beyond that if they're capable of doing so, and to give them a chance to become a man or a lady that professionally can be successful, regardless of what they do, whether it's being a mom, a dad, whatever. I don't think allowing them to gamble helps that at all. I don't necessarily think it hurts it because they're adults. I mean, they're being treated like adults. The money that they're getting is they're assuming that the adults can surround themselves with other adults that can help them and make decisions. But I don't know why everybody's in such a hurry.
Should we ban them from buying expensive jewelry?
No.
Should we ban them from buying the prime steaks
That's
instead of the choice?
That's a good point. Good point.
Should we ban them from fancy vacations? I mean, they have the money. It's their money. They're adults.
Yes. And
and again, I think when you think gambling, it's like, all right, we're putting $1 million on the money line in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's going to either ruin me. Like, there's responsible gamblers out there.
Mm-hmm.
There are successful men and women out there that put $5 on the over. Or some of these units, like when I was betting a lot, it'd be like $1. Yeah. And we're not unit shaming here, people, but it's not like I was out there over my means or over my skis. So I think you can be responsible in doing so. And again, if it's daily fantasy, if it's that kind of gambling, it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
If there's a hard line between professional and collegiate, and there's algorithms and whatever else that can figure out what you're doing. More after this.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back, 100.7 The Score. It is the End of the Bench. I would say, just to close out that last segment, I think Texas Tech has just as difficult as anybody because they need to go undefeated. They don't need to. I'm very intrigued just in the course of the Big 12. It's probably better that Utah wins against Arizona State just for Texas Tech because you already have the tiebreaker against Utah. And so it would even it out. It would give them a loss. It would give Arizona State a loss. I think even nationally, even with Arizona State winning and going to the playoffs last year, I think Utah commands more respect in the AP poll or whatever else. And if Utah beats Arizona State, they would absolutely be back in there. And if Utah goes on any sort of run, they would climb quickly. I was actually shocked that they dropped out of the top 25 when they lost to Texas Tech. All right, Craig, you want to make some picks?
Yes, make them.
All right, we're going to start with the Big 12. We got 5 of the, 7 Big 12 games on this week.
Straight up?
straight up. All the games are straight up. We got 10 of them. All right, we'll start Iowa State, Colorado.
At Colorado?
At Colorado. The second team will be the home team.
Boy, I tell you, I'm hurt just watching Dion on the sideline. I know
He
he's
had
got
more
to be
surgery
hurt.
this week?
Oh, I know it. I'm telling you,
He
it pains me to see him try to walk.
I wonder if he just at least takes a year off or doesn't finish this season. And that's not like me being a hater or anything. I just, for the sake of Dion, he might need
absolutely. I'm going to say Iowa State finds a couple of cornerbacks that can be serviceable, and they'll beat
bounce
Colorado.
back. Yeah. By the way, if Colorado loses this week, I don't think there's a chance they go to a bowl. There probably isn't already, but TCU at Kansas State.
TCU.
BYU at Arizona.
BYU.
I think we're pretty similar so far. Arizona State at Utah.
Utah.
That is a late game.
Not for those two teams.
Should be popping. Should be popping. Kansas at Texas Tech.
No. Texas Tech.
Thought you were going there.
No.
South Florida at North Texas.
As much as it pains me, South Florida.
Yeah. Alabama at Missouri. This will help Texas Tech potentially.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say Missouri.
Indiana at Oregon. This also potentially either way helps. Yeah, let's get Indiana out of there. OU at Texas. This also potentially helps Texas Tech.
Texas.
Oh, yeah. We're going with the help Texas Tech get to the top 7 special there. Cowboys at Panthers. It's the NFL. Cowboys at Panthers.
Cowboys.
The Panthers kind of
they played good
a little bit.
Yeah.
Lions at Chiefs. Final game.
Chiefs. Oh, I don't know about that.
Chiefs? Yeah, I don't know
about
either.
that.
I don't know either about that.
The one that I could be convinced, and if I was playing this to win, I'd pick TCU over. Kansas State over TCU.
Yeah.
Because you win by picking an upset that nobody else picks, and I don't think there's going to be very many people pick Kansas State, but I'll stay with TCU.
I don't hate that.
Yep. Their quarterback's pretty good. I think I'm concerned if I was a TCU fan about their defense a little bit. They're really a bend don't break defense, but I don't know. TCU I think is going to be, if they beat Kansas State, I think they've got a legitimate chance to be at the top somewhere around the end. And then also I think that Kansas State, I just can't believe they're as bad as their record. They've got to be better than that. Coming into the season, they've got a good offensive and defensive line. Avery Johnson was supposed to be the Avery Johnson that just absolutely whipped us and ran his way into the starting job that night. But they sure haven't played very good up to this point. And then you look at Oklahoma State. I used to think, well, they're going to beat somebody that they're not supposed to and kind of foul things up. I'm not seeing them beat anybody. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I'm looking at Oklahoma State's schedule, and I legitimately can't see
I can't
anybody that they could lose to.
Yeah. I think the team that's taken the place for me of Oklahoma State, who I thought might beat somebody they're not supposed to, is Kansas State right now. I think everybody's kind of given up on them. I still think they're Kansas State. I think they're going to beat somebody at home that maybe they're not supposed to, and it may start with TCU.
It's just, for me personally, it's disappointing to see how bad West Virginia is this year.
And they're another one, though. I thought with Rich Rod coming, he just must not. I mean, he has, 70 new players or something? He must just have missed on some because he's a good coach, and even if he doesn't win, they're always very, very competitive. But they've been kind of run out of the stadium here a couple times. But you still have to play West Virginia at West Virginia. That's a tough game.
Yeah.
That is a tough game. And your thought, what's Arizona State's remaining schedule? I think, to me, they're one of the top-tier teams right now.
Well, they've got at Utah, obviously, this weekend, and then they've got home against Tech, and then following that up, they've got home against Houston, on the road at Iowa State, back home against West Virginia, on the road to Boulder against Colorado, and then finishing up, obviously, at home against Arizona in that rivalry weekend.
Other than Utah, I've got to say their toughest game left is Iowa State at Iowa State.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were playing Iowa State at home, I think they could run the table. But playing Iowa State, especially late October, early November, it makes a difference, especially if you're from Phoenix where it's 110 every day.
Yeah.
So Iowa State's another one. I don't know if they're going to continue to have problems defensively because of their two cornerbacks that have injuries and are out for the season, but they're good at home, and they're darn good and been good enough to win on the road some, but I just don't know how that's going to affect them going the rest of the way. And I'm with you, Lucas. I don't see Oklahoma State doing much. And TCU schedule the rest of the way?
Currently, they're 4-1. They've got at Kansas State this weekend, at home against Baylor following that, and then on the road at West Virginia, home against Iowa State, on the road at BYU, and then on the road again at Houston, and then a home game to end the season against Cincinnati.
So Cincinnati, BYU, and I still think Baylor's good enough to beat TCU, but I don't think they will, but I think they're good enough to, and it wouldn't surprise me if they did. And that's kind of a rivalry game, kind of.
The rivalry?
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry, the Bluebonnet battle?
Somebody, I guess I heard you and Collier talking about that, and they have a plate or something like that as a.
You should look it up. It
doesn't have a bluebonnet.
Oh yeah, it's like painted bluebonnets.
You would think it'd be a vase with bluebonnets in it.
You would think, or just call it something a little more menacing.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, TCU's doing bluebonnets and skillets.
Yeah.
So, all right, Ask the Benchwarmers on the other side, 100.7 score. It's the end of the bench.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back.
Okay, Rob, I've got a game for you. You gave me some. I got one for you.
All right, what is it?
And I know you have not studied this, so it's going to have to be.
Says you.
Pull it out of the back of the brain.
Okay.
1-4. Kent State, an opponent of Texas Tech, against 0-5 UMass in a crucial conference game.
Yeah, you are right.
Kent State,
Yeah, not even a thought of this one.
Hey, 1-4.
Who's been playing quarterback? I wonder, since the Tech game for Kent State, because it was the other guy, and then the guy that started against Texas Tech, and then the other guy scored on Texas Tech, but not against the starters. Obviously, it was just at the end of the game there. So it would be intriguing to know who since Texas Tech they've been playing. By the way, if you want to get your questions in on the chat line for the Yates Flooring Center chat line, Ask the Benchwarmers, you can get them there. I'd go with Kent State, just so Heather Dinich quits saying our schedule's so bad.
Yep.
This texter says Rich Rod is nails. Anyone that coach... I didn't read that text. Yeah, I mean, that does take some stones. Besides the popular sports, which sport do you like to watch? Bullfighter says bowling. I've gotten way better since joining my 2 leagues. Ooh. Way better at watching. So what beyond, let's say, basketball, football, baseball, hockey, that'd be the major 4. Let's even go beyond soccer. What's your favorite sport to watch?
Hands down, track and field. And as much in person as on television.
If it's
well run, if it's a well run meet and the weather's good, it's hard to beat a good track meet.
All those Olympic sports I feel are really fun, especially in the Olympic atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. Track
and field, swimming, diving. I mean, I'll watch hours of Olympic sports in Olympic season.
Yep.
The X Games might be up there for me. I used to really watch a lot of X Games. I don't watch as much of it anymore. We got to be coming up on, like, some world qualifying Winter Olympics stuff, as next year is the Winter Olympics. Yes?
Where are they?
Is that in December of 26 or January of 26? Surely it's not. We're not hearing about
February.
it.
Yeah, of 26.
Yes.
So it is coming up.
Yes.
Oh.
Because I've seen
that's
Snoop
exciting.
Dogg commercials.
Snoop Dogg's going to be there
again. I've not
again.
seen the commercials yet.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay. Oh, I've not seen that yet.
For me,
I'm excited about that.
Some sports that I like to watch. There's 2. One makes sense. One doesn't. Tennis. I enjoy watching tennis.
Of the sports with a net where the ball goes back and forth, I prefer volleyball. But
yeah, that's a good one. It's a good TV sport too.
Yeah.
And then a sport that's growing somewhat in popularity, but definitely is still definitely not talked about is esports gaming.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike, League of Legends, all that stuff.
Especially if you've done it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy, like, professional Madden players. I enjoy watching some of the Madden Cup tournaments. So I know it's definitely not talked about and hasn't grown, but there's a niche for it, and I enjoy watching some of the professional gamers play.
Golf ranks right up there for me.
I was about to say golf.
Yeah, golf.
When you started that, Lucas, that last one, I was like, oh, come on. This is... I like the real sports like golf and volleyball. And then I started thinking about it. The other day, for like 2 hours, I was watching The Ocho. Just had it on in the background doing other stuff. And I watched air guitar. And then, what was the other thing that came on there? It was like, there's some cornhole. And so I'll watch anything, really.
You know, LCU has a esports team.
The air guitar thing. Yeah, they do.
Yep.
And the Madden guys, I do watch some Madden stuff or some NCAA stuff, and the tournaments are better than just some guy in his basement playing it. There's some guys out there I just can't watch.
Yeah.
They're so annoying. And the trash talk from the guys they're playing, because they just play random people off the internet, it's so bad. They just not good trash talk.
And they have to build their own rosters and spend their own money. And if you want to go to roster,
the tournament stuff, yeah.
If you want to go to roster, you're putting thousands of dollars into this Madden stuff.
Okay,
I mean, you'll win it back, but you gotta have
if you win.
Yeah, if you win.
February of 26 in Milan, Italy, is the Winter Olympics.
Okay,
I did not know that was coming out. That's awesome.
Yep. Going back to Lucas's sports, and he mentioned tennis. Tell me 3 good American male tennis players, or give me 2.
American male current?
Yeah.
Active?
Yeah.
Is Jake Sock still around?
I have no idea. My point is,
Jamie could probably name 17.
You know, when
Ben Shelton.
Yeah.
I mean, today's his birthday.
Oh, there you go. Shout out to birthdays, boy.
But when McEnroe and Connors and, even the foreign guys, you knew who they were. The sport itself, the individuals have not maintained. When the Williams sisters went out, Coco Gauff is kind of hanging in there, and then I don't know how to pronounce her last name. The one that won the U.S. Open, 2 years ago, Yokohama or something like that. I'm not sure, but
yeah,
I can't grasp why that's, as an individual in that sport, the popularity for that individual has dropped off. It seems like to me. You just don't.
That should be a sport where Americans can excel.
Yeah.
It seems like you should have a bunch of Americans in there dominating.
But U.S. Open used to be appointment TV for me.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in the semis and the finals, that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
One of my favorite tennis players is Francis Tiafoe. He's an American. I like him just because he's from the D.C. area.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching him play. And then there's Tommy Paul, and then the number one U.S. players, Taylor Fritz, I believe.
Okay.
So.
And where is he from? Do you know? I mean, is he a back east or tennis academy guy?
Taylor Fritz is from California.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taylor Fritz. See, I already know something I didn't know 30 minutes ago, which is usually the case.
So there you go. The more you know.
Yep.
This off the text line, women's beach volleyball is a sport that Resident Aggie likes to watch.
Yeah. Have you watched much men's volleyball?
In the Olympics, yeah.
I'm telling you, I've watched some used to be Pac-10, Pac-12.
Yeah, on ESPN Plus, it's always around.
I'm telling you, man.
I watched a lot of women's soccer and men's soccer
Yeah.
in the college level.
I'm telling you, that's
really watch it
that's a
intently,
power
but-
game. That is a power game.
There is a new documentary on Amazon Prime about a USC volleyball player turned walk-on football player turned Australian drug kingpin.
Huh.
I watched the first 2 episodes last night.
That's quite a combination.
Very intriguing. Owen Hansen is his name. He went to prison. He's now out of prison, and he's, I guess, probably trying to make a book and a movie about himself.
So it started in men's volleyball.
Started as a 6'3", Redondo Beach volleyball player. All right, that's it for us. Another birthday shout-out to Big Hen's sister, Haley Henry, out there. We get that one in. She's a teacher here in Lubbock. The Bottom Line, up next. We'll see you then.
This has been the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 107thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.